My name is Rana. I am from Palestinian, but I'm born in Saudi Arabia, in Riyadh. I live all my life in Saudi Arabia, in Riyadh. Also, I'm work there and married there, get my children, 3 children there. Before we came to Canada, we think as a family, my husband and me, about what the next step in future. It's Saudi Arabia, it's not stable to continue whole life there, especially for our kids. Especially because we have special case, disability case. When Aboud born in 2005, after that we get royal permission. The King Fahad signed this permission to get this treatment for Aboud whole the life. When King Salman come, the hospital surprised us as a family. The file for Aboud is closed. No more treatment, no more service, no more support for Aboud. Are you joking? Are you joking? What this is a cerebral palsy case. Are you sure this what you need to tell us? The file is closed? Yes. Then start to think about the change our life. No chance for him. Okay, what's the next step? Just we need to focus our plan to transfer from whole Middle East to Canada. Through this time, I'm a struggle with my pain, with my veneers and my teeth. Changed my life with my husband, with my sister, with my friends, with everything. In 2016, when I spent my summer in Jordan, go to not famous doctor, just as a dentist, as a simple dentist in our neighbor to check about my teeth. Then he started to talk with me about hollowed smile. In this date, start my struggle, start my problem with my teeth. He finished everything. I came back to my home in Riyadh, and the veneers started to fall down one by one. Sometime here, fell down, and I'm going to the dentist in Saudi Arabia to fix it. The bad quality, when you put bad quality veneers, really the pain, it changed your life. That's mean. I can't speak. I hate to speak. I need just to let my mouth close. I cannot go in or drink very cold, very hot, because all my gums, all my roots, all my teeth have had a sharp pain, and the pain continue. To let me lonely. I need to sit alone. Please, nobody teach me. Nobody kiss me. My kids, my husband, no one kiss me. I need to be alone. This is my problem. I do that for myself because I am decide to put veneers, but I don't know it's bad quality or good quality. I don't know if he good doctor or bad doctor. I don't know if the material he used it for me is in the good condition or is bad condition. Just I'm a patient. I trust my doctor.
BC Smiles is back, and we've got quite a journey to share with you this time. My name is Dr. Faraj Edher, and I'm a prosthodontist here in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. Now, if you tuned in to episode 1 of BC Smiles, you'll have seen how Carmen's transformation not only affected her smile and her dental health, but it completely transformed her quality of life. For this episode, we're going to be sharing Rana's story. Now, Rana has a unique situation, because she had this work done abroad and recently has made Canada her new home. Now, this put her in quite a difficult situation. She really felt like she was backed up into a corner where she couldn't go back to get this fixed, but at the same time couldn't find someone to help her here in Canada because the work was done abroad. And this is where I knew that I had to help her. We had to do something to make sure that she's out of pain, that she's comfortable, and most importantly, that she's healthy, whether it's her oral health or her general health. Once those issues have been resolved, they'll resolve a lot of other issues that she's experiencing, and they'll take away a lot of stresses that she doesn't necessarily need in her life right now, considering everything else that she's going through. This is what BC Smiles is all about. This is why we're creating this project. This is why we spend the time to make these videos, because I believe it's important for everyone to have the awareness as to the importance of dental health to your overall quality of life.
Good morning. Rana, right?
Yes.
How are you today?
I'm good. I have appointment with Dr. Edher.
Yes, you do. Okay, we are all set for you, so have a seat and we'll just be with you in a very brief minute.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
Hi Rana.
Hello.
How are you?
Dr. Faraj, كيف حالك?
The plan for today is we're going to start planning for the procedures we're going to do. What that means is today we're going to gather a lot of information. So we're going to take x-rays of the teeth to see what's under the veneers and the crowns, see if there's any infections in the actual teeth, because we know that there are infections around the gums. So we want to make sure that everything under there is also healthy. We'll also use some intraoral scanning technology. So we take an initial impression of how things are today. And then based on how things look, we're going to use that information for when we start to make the temporaries and when we start to make the final restorations. The other thing we'll do today, which will be really helpful for both of us to get a sense of how we want to move forward, is something called virtual smile design. So virtual smile design means we'll take some photographs and then we'll put those photographs on a computer and we'll start to assess what we want the final design of the teeth to look like. If you were to go back 10 years or so, and you go to a dentist in Rana's situation, they'll explain to you what's going on, and then the only thing that they'd be able to do is give you some sort of verbal description of what that outcome may look like. And for a patient, the only thing they could do at that point is trust that what the dentist saw was what they wanted to see in their minds. And there was somewhat of a disconnect there. No matter how good the communication was, there was always some sort of surprise. It could be a good surprise, it could be a bad surprise, but there was some degree of uncertainty as to what the outcome may be. We're able to show the patient exactly what their smile might look like before we've done anything at all. We can really get into the fine details that without the power of technology, we'd never really be able to communicate. Okay, so what we were just talking about now was the actual design of the teeth. What Rana mentioned is that before she had any of this veneer work done, her teeth were never so sharp and square shaped. They were more rounded and oval shaped. In Rana's case, what you're looking for is to go back to something that was similar to what your teeth looked like before you had any of this done. Your original teeth,
Yes, my original teeth.
So how does this look as a starting point? Does it look like it's close to what we want it to be, similar?
Yes,
Yeah.
similar.
So this is what we'll use as our template
Yeah.
for when we design the teeth and when we go from there. This is where we are now.
Yeah.
And again, we're just talking about the 6 front teeth now because everything else will be built off of that. But this is where we are now. Like you said, they're square shaped. They look like rectangles. They're very sharp. And what we're aiming to do is get them to look more rounded and more oval shaped.
More natural.
And I think it matches your face a lot nicer too, having that sort of smooth, gradual transition to the corners rather than the sharp line angles. What we're going to do tomorrow is we're going to remove all of the old veneers and then we're going to do some laser therapy to the gums. So we're going to use a laser to, first of all, disinfect the gums, clean the areas. But then what we'll also do is we'll reshape the gums slightly, especially in some of these areas over here, to get a little bit more symmetry to the overall smile.
أنا حاسة إنه معجزة عم تصير معي. هذا هو. عن جد. أنا حاسة إنه معجزة عم تصير معي. الحمد لله رب العالمين.
This is a very good start. And tomorrow is going to be the first step to getting you to be pain-free and getting everything healthy again and having you be happy, smiling.
Inshallah.
Okay?
Okay, alhamdulillah.
My wife, when she did the Hollywood smile, what we'll say, really, she didn't choose a good doctor to do it for her. And she come to surprise me in Saudi Arabia that I did this, you like it or that. When she come, I see her smile, okay, she has beautiful teeth, but not Rana, which I know. It's not my wife. In the beginning, when the pain was just little pain she had, okay, she smiled, she tried to be normal with me, but after that, start to be a little bit angry. She didn't speak too much. When I come from work and that, she hiding from me, she's sitting alone because she don't want me to see her painful. During this time, she hurt her back and she need an operation in the hospital. We did the operation, and suddenly after the operation, they gave her a small box. And this small box, there is 2 pieces of the filler of Hollywood Smile. Oh, that's good that this thing doesn't go inside her chest, so she will die in that time. Then I get angry from that. What you did? Which doctor you go? What's he do for you? Really, our relationship as husbands and wife, we're suffering a lot. We love each other, but we cannot talk together. We cannot stay together because she is always in pain. She get the Hollywood smile, but she didn't smile because she's always in pain. Finally, Dr. Faraj found a solution for her to make the treatment. Thanks God, thanks Dr. Faraj, thanks for everybody in Canada to help us to solve our problem.
And Dr. Faraj and all the team in PBC Perio Clinic, really very good persons, all of them there. He felt about my problem. He told me, we need to plan to solve your problem steps by steps. Do you know what happened with me? Just I'm crying. Because he saved my life. Today, I think it's an amazing day for me because today we will stop my suffering from all veneers. I'm so excited, I'm so happy. Last night I slept maybe 4 hours. Until now, I'm wake up, excited, nervous. I'm looking for morning. I'm looking what happened after 9 o'clock a.m. I'm so excited for this experience.
Good morning.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good, alhamdulillah.
Good,
Alhamdulillah,
good.
yes, I'm good.
Good. So we're ready to get
I
started.
slept for 4 hours.
Why? Anxious?
Maybe, yeah, I'm excited.
Excited?
Excited, yes.
Good. Well, we're gonna get started with everything. So like we said, we're going to start by removing it all, making sure your gums are healthy.
Okay.
So when you leave here today, the veneers that you have, you'll never see again.
Tranchka.
We'll throw them away.
Yeah.
So we just finished removing all the upper veneers. We cleaned off the teeth. Everything looks really good. So now we're just going to make sure that we disinfect the gums and clean everything, reshape things so we can make things fit well. But all of the upper veneers are now off and things look very, very good. Okay? all the old veneers, and the great news is the teeth under there all look very healthy. They look like they're in very good condition. What was bothering you was the gums. So the gums are really inflamed. There was a lot of calculus under there, which means that because of the veneers not fitting well, you had that inflammation caused by food getting stuck under there and then bacteria and calculus. So we cleaned all of that. We cleaned all the everything that's under the gums, and now we'll make you the temporary veneers, okay?
Thank you.
But things are going excellent. Okay, so we're done. Everything went excellent today. The teeth are all fine. It's the gums that we have to pay attention to.
Inshallah.
Okay?
Sounds good.
Okay.
The outbreak of mystery pneumonia cases in Wuhan began last month.
The World Health Organization is holding an emergency meeting to determine whether this outbreak is now an international public health emergency.
We have therefore made the assessment that COVID-19 can be characterized as a pandemic. We have never before seen a pandemic that can be controlled at the same time. We have rang the alarm bell loud and clear.
Breaking news. The first death from coronavirus here in the United States.
In Europe, Austria and Croatia have reported their first cases.
We're really not sure where we are in this, and that's the reason why we say it's an evolving situation that we have to look at. Could go either way. It could turn out to be a lot of mild infections and not a big problem, or it can turn out to be a really serious problem.
So earlier this year, the world changed for all of us because of COVID-19. And when all of that happened, Rana was midway through her process for getting her teeth reconstructed. This obviously meant that the timelines were going to change. So we had removed her old veneers and put on her temporaries with the goal of keeping her in temporaries for a few weeks to let the gums heal, after which we were going to make the new restorations. That being said, COVID-19 happened, and all of that had to be delayed. So she actually had to remain in her temporaries for several months while we were choosing not to do any elective treatment in dentistry. Now we're ready to go, and we're ready to remove her temporaries and put her final veneers and crowns in place. We're back, and boy has it been a crazy few months. Rana's procedures and treatment got delayed by a few months, but today's finally the day we're going to be putting in her final upper veneers. We've already seen her and put in the lowers, but she's still in the temporaries for the uppers. And that's how you know that they're good temporaries, because they've lasted for 6 months or so now, and she's had no issues with them, so that's a wonderful thing. But today she's finally going to have those temporaries removed, and we're going to be putting in these beautiful, beautiful veneers that were done based on that design. So if you remember early on, we did the virtual smile design, and we looked at the different shapes and the different colors for the teeth. We went ahead and we made these beautiful porcelain veneers for her. So I'm really excited to get her in and have this done so she can be 100% comfortable again, not have to worry about being in temporaries, and I'm sure she's gonna love how they look because a lot of detail went into designing these. So today we're going to be putting in the final uppers. You know, last time we did the lowers, and I can already see that your gums look a lot healthier on the lower. So today we'll be putting in the finals for the upper, and then the gums will settle in there, and we'll be done. Okay? All right. we're finished for today. You have your final veneers. This is where everything started. So you can see how inflamed and red your gums were. And of course we had a few of the broken veneers here. And they look very white and unnatural. So those were the things that you came in wanting changed. And now you can look at your new smile. عجبوكي؟
بجننوا.
والله. Good. Everything is done. You're going to, like I said, things are going to heal for a couple weeks. But what we'll do is I'm going to see you again next week to check and make sure everything is doing well. But after a long journey, you now have a new smile that's healthy, most importantly, and it looks beautiful and natural.
Thank you so much for everything.
We're happy to be able to help and happy to see your new smile.
Thank you so much,
Yeah.
Dr. Faraj. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. We'll see you next week.
After my surgery, now 2 weeks, I feel, or my confidence is back, my smile is bright, and my pain is disappear. My feeling and my health, my teeth health, is different between March and now 100%. What happened with me, I can describe it as a miracle. My relation between my husband and my kids, back to normal, thanks God, after surgery. Now my life is totally normal with my husband especially and my kids. Last week I make appointment with my friend. When she saw me, first impression for her, Rana, something happened with you. What happened with you? I think something could change in your face. She told me something happened, increase your beauty. Get your face more shiny. I tell her, look, I did my veneers, I changed everything, and I tell her all story, or my story.
The biggest difference I noticed for my mom, I can spend more time with her talking and everything, because when her teeth was hurting a lot and they were nummy and stuff, I could barely talk to her because her teeth will hurt after she can't talk that well to me. And she's now I can't talk right now, my teeth hurt a lot. So now I can actually talk to my mom and we can go outside, because when we used to go outside, the cool air comes to her teeth and it hurts her a lot. So now we can actually go outside and go hiking, go to mountains, go to lakes and stuff and have fun as a family.
The things I saw when I come first time to BC Perio and gave me the confidence, okay, to make a deal for Dr. Edher, to believe this doctor, to believe this nurse, this clinic. Everything in BC Perio get people confidence to do deal with this clinic or to choose this doctor. Especially Dr. Edher, when he talked with me, he gave me space to talk with him deeply about my case from deep emotion. I think he felt what I'm struggle. Dr. Edher is full of humanity. He is expert in his career, in his field. What he said for me and what he showed me in laptop about veneers or about my final look, and what he get me the look, it's equal. I can say just thank you so much, BC Perio, to help me to happy life in Canada.
Thank you for watching episode 2 of BC Smiles. I hope you enjoyed this episode and I hope that you got some value out of it. If you did, please share it with your friends and leave us a comment and let us know what you thought. I'd also like to thank BC Perio, who without their support, none of this would have been possible. I also want to thank Sophisticated Productions for being able to share Rana's story with all of you. And lastly, I'd like to thank the BC Perio team for taking such good care of our patients and having them always feel like their family. So thank you again for watching and stay tuned for more of BC Smiles.